Princeton. They're offering carry-out service only. Customers, including truckers, are welcome and can come in and pick up your carry-out orders. KFC in Princeton. Finger licking good. But be sure to wash your hands first. 270-365-9988.
Fredonia Valley Bank would like to express appreciation to all our customers for their understanding while we have temporarily closed the lobby doors for appointment only. The responsibility and community actions have once again proved how small-town communities come together. We miss seeing our loyal customers, but no, this too shall pass, and we can open our doors to better serve you once more. Our call center is available 24/7 at 270-545-3360, and our online banking is available in Fredonia, Nettyville. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
1580 103.3 WPKY. Good morning, 819. Of course, Coffee Talk. It's on the air. Looking forward to that. I'll tell you what else I'm looking forward to is seeing and hearing from my kids every day. Bless their hearts. I have missed them. And, of course, since they're off, this week it's not NIT, is it? It's spring break. That's what that is. Spring break. Of course, my kids, I think, have thought they were on spring break for several weeks. You know how that goes. But anyway, we're doing the Pledge of Allegiance every single day just to kind of keep everybody in the groove. And we love hearing the kids do it. And it kicks off our Coffee Talk right. We just really enjoy that. If you have a child in your house or your family or a friend or a neighbor that you think would love to get on the air and be a star for the day, we really and truly believe every kid deserves to be a star for the day. And this is the way that we let them do that. So come on. Let's stand up. Let's kick off our day right with and Coffee Talk right with our Pledge of Allegiance. Here's our kids. Here we go.
I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, God bless them. I'll tell you, I don't think that there's any better way to start off Coffee Talk. And here's a guy that I guarantee you likes it because he helps out these playgrounds at schools every chance he gets. Brian, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Brian Richardson with Precision Pro Wash. Bless your heart. How are you this morning?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Well, you just got through doing something for those playgrounds around, didn't you?
Yes, ma'am. We did we just went around and cleaned and sanitized all the local playgrounds for all the schools in our area.
Oh, my goodness. Let me be the first to apologize to you as a parent.
Oh, that's all good.
I've got 3 of them that go to school at Colville School, so I'll just apologize for all of us at the same time.
Oh, they get neglected, and those things are really dirty, so we were happy to do it.
Well, and you know what? That's something that a lot of times we overlook, really and truly, that we don't think about. It's outside. Oh, it'll rain it off. But you all go way beyond that. And, of course, Precision Pro Wash is your company. Now, explain what it is that you all do. Now, you're more than just industrial, right?
Yes, ma'am. So we do exterior home cleaning, so everything from like the roofs all the way down to the concrete, pool area, stuff like that. We do windows, any kind of sanitizing, things like that. We do carpet cleaning. We do carpet cleaning. So we do any kind of cleaning as far as your home or commercial business goes, so we can take care of it.
And, you know, is that something that if I've got a big playground structure or I've got something like that in my backyard, you can do that as well, right?
Right, correct. So, like the solution we used on the playgrounds here, they recommend, like when you're cleaning your household appliances and things like that, when you wipe it down, to use like a 0.5 percentage of the chemicals to use, and we use like a 1.5. So it's a little bit stronger we can use, and we can mix it up and make sure everything's taken care of and disinfected and things. So that helps.
Well, and I'm going to tell you, it's hard enough as a mama to, you know, even we have found out recently, you know, at my house, it gets confusing because even the different bleach bottles that some of them aren't really used for disinfecting and some of them are. And I just realized recently that there were different kinds of bleach. I don't know how in the world, you know, but that's where somebody like you comes in, is that the guesswork is over with. You do that for us. And I can feel like, you know, when you leave that it's disinfected.
Correct. So what we've been doing now in the case of what's going on with the viruses and stuff going around, is we have been going in and doing a fogging for people's residences, and we've done several commercial businesses
Wow,
But
now
what we do
explain what that is, Brian.
Yeah. So basically, the chemicals we use are on the new EPA list, saying they're registered and can be used to fight against the new viruses and stuff. They say nothing will kill it 100%. So don't let anybody fool you and you pay this extra money because they say that. But what we're doing is a preventative maintenance type deal by going in and hand wiping all high touch areas, like your sinks, your handles on your refrigerator, your desk, your keyboard at your desk, and just something you would touch every single day. Then we go in and do a fog from like the ceiling all the way down to the carpets or hardwood or whatever, just to make sure we cover everything.
Well, and I like that because it gets the nooks and crannies and crevices that, when you've got a square mop, it doesn't necessarily go in all those cracks.
Correct. So one thing I tell you, so when you guys are using the products at home and things like that, really read the label on it, because a lot of times if you just wipe and it instantly dries, it really doesn't affect anything at all. So read it. It says it needs to stay wet for like 2 to 3 minutes to really disinfect. So I tell your listeners to make sure they read the labels and do it correctly.
Well, and little things like that, I'll especially now. Look, I'm not known for reading directions. I'm just not. I'm going to admit my flaw, but that I think that's a lot of us. We figure that if we pick up a cleaner, that it should all disinfect, right? I mean, it's just they're all just made. They're all made equally, I guess, is the way that we all look at it.
No.
And we don't think about reading the back of the bottle. And that's what I like about your company is that when you leave, I don't have to worry about that part. And because you do the outside and the inside.
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
And what about driveways and outsides of houses and things like that?
Yeah. I mean, anything on the outside exterior. So like I said, anything from the roof. So we get these black streaks and stuff on the roofs. All that is moss and mold growing on eating your shingles. So it's actually deteriorating your shingles. So we clean those. We do the vinyl, stucco, drive-it brick, anything.
All right. What is that green junk that gets on the side of my house?
It's just mold. That's Kentucky living. So that's what we have around here. So
you clean it and it just comes right back.
Well, you're not going to stop it. So Mother she's a beast, and you're not going to stop her. So as long as we have weather, we're always going to have mold. But the best thing to do is just stay on top of it and get it cleaned off so it doesn't affect or damage your property. Well,
in the same way, like my dad on his porch, it gets the little green stuff, and then it gets slick every time it rains.
That's right.
It feels like
Correct.
ice.
When you also think about it, so mold spores, the way they move from spot to spot and it grows is because they spore out and everything growing. So every time you open your doors going in your house and things like that, those mold spores are going in your house.
Oh, every time you open a window, about that.
Yeah, so that's another reason why you keep the outside clean. It helps the inside as well.
Well, and then every time one of my cute little teenagers walk through the door, they've got it on their feet.
Well, if that's all they got on your feet, you're probably lucky. So.
Well, you've been to my house, have you? Well, thank you so much for being here. And I thought it was so cute the way that you ended up picking some of these playgrounds around the area. And I will say that, you didn't stop at as many as what you said you were going to originally. You just kept on doing them. And we do appreciate that.
Yeah, so many people reached out. We just didn't want to leave anybody out, so we just took care of it and get it done. So,
well, and at that time, the kids were still in school when you were doing this. This is something you just decided to do yesterday, right?
Well, no, we were trying to come up with something for Random Acts of Kindness Day, which was last month. We thought, let's just come up with this little thing, and we'll let everybody vote and see who wins. That'd be pretty cool. And then everybody was really getting involved, and it was pretty cool. So I want to do it for everybody. So.
Well, I'll tell you, when you've got a community that comes together, that's when it really works great. #support local. That's what Miss Beth Mann has started, and I love that initiative. I think that's a wonderful thing, and you're a great example of that.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. And, of course, our Caldwell County schools and our Caldwell County parents, thank you very, very much for sanitizing our playgrounds and taking care of our kids. I don't think you can make friends any quicker in this county than to take extra care of our kids. We love that.
Yes, well, I appreciate them getting on and voting. So they care about you guys. They care about take care of themselves. So that's important too.
Well, bless his heart. Brian Richardson with Precision Pro Wash. Give them a phone number that they can reach you at, maybe an email how can they get a hold of you?
All right. So it's 270-350-7627. So it's 350-SOAP.
Well,
so if
that's
you can remember
easy.
it that way.
Yeah.
Yes. So just give us a call. We'll get somebody out to check out your property. No problem.
Well, Brian, we sure appreciate you. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Yes, ma'am. You too. Thank you.
And I'll tell you, you can't miss him. He's got this bright red and blue shirt on that is so cool. And it's Precision Pro Wash. That's Brian Richardson again. We sure do thank him for all that he does right here in the community. Stick around. We're going to talk to Lyon County Judge Executive Wade White. He's going to give us an update on what all's going on down there in Lyon County next. It's 1580 103.3 WPKY.
Health First Community Health Center is concerned about your overall health and the well-being of our communities. To help stop the spread of viruses, good hygiene is essential. That starts with washing your hands with soap and water. Together, we can help stop the spread and stay healthy. For more info or to make an appointment for care, call our office at 270-365-9445. Dr. Jamie Perry and Chelsea Akins are accepting new patients at 1100 South Jefferson Street, Princeton.
Love our Caldwell and Lyon County friends. We invite you to come to Cadiz anytime you can to shop with us. We're making it even easier for you. Whether you work in Cadiz or just come to town for a visit, stop in and shop with us. But if you're in a hurry, you can pre-order your groceries at HancocksNeighborhoodMarket.com. It's so easy and convenient. Of course, we want to see your smiling face anytime we can, but if you're in a hurry, HancocksNeighborhoodMarket.com is the way to go. Hancock's Neighborhood Market, Cadiz.
Are you having a rough time hearing? This is Donnie Baker of Audubell Hearing Center, and we can help. Let us prove it. Take the 30-day challenge. Come in for a free hearing evaluation. Choose the best hearing solution just for you, then wear it for 30 days, risk-free. We can change your life. Let us prove it. I dare you. Take the 30-day challenge. Call today, 270-554-1900.
How's everything taste tonight, folks?
Oh, excellent.
How was your chicken tonight?
It's excellent. Where was it raised?
As a chef, it's important to know where your food comes from. That's why we buy local and Kentucky-raised food.
We're the Settles family from Owensboro, Kentucky.
We produce poultry for families all over the state.
And we're proud of the products that we produce. If you're buying a chicken that came from our farm, you're getting an excellent quality product. Some of the best you'll find in the case.
A lot of your local restaurants feature our poultry products. We are a Kentucky farm family.
Feeding Kentucky.
Feeding the world.
Sponsored by the Kentucky Poultry Federation and the Kentucky Agricultural Development Fund.
1580 103.3 WPKY. And, of course, Coffee Talk on this morning with Judge Executive Wade White from Lyon County. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, I'll tell you, not too bad. It looks like we're going to kind of have a rinse and repeat of yesterday as far as the weather. So, I mean, I could handle another good day.
It's going to be nice out there. It just makes me wish I was fishing.
Well, I will tell you, I had a young man that went fishing yesterday, and he is now officially a little redneck because he did not put on his sunscreen yesterday.
So that happens.
Well, it's that time of year, and I think everybody's kind of aching and itching to do it. But we can behave, and we can stay at home if we need to for a couple of more weeks. Those fish aren't going anywhere, are they, Wade?
They're not, but, you know, if you'll go out there and keep your distance, you're okay.
Well, now, see, that sounds even better.
Well, yeah.
Well,
stay in your boat. Don't rub shoulders with anybody, and stay off with yourself, and you'll be all right.
Well, you know, I know that I kind of started off with some good stuff, and I guess we got to talk with some not so good stuff. But, you know, Rivers Bend, I know that you had some results that come in yesterday, and was looking to see if you had an update for us this morning.
I do. We're finally ready to update. Now, this is going to be exclusives of 6 more we're waiting on from the LabCorp. I think they're going to roll in this morning, and then whether they're negative or positive, they always want to contact the families and so forth. So this counts everything but those 6. But what we had roll in was, as far as new tests, we had 3 more residents that tested positive. That's on top of the other 2 we knew about. Of course, 1 has passed away. And then there was one more positive for a staff member. Everybody else was negative. And then, of course, this is all on the assisted living side, and now we're waiting on 6 more tests to roll in. And they'll be contacting the families after that. Now, here's the good news. As you know, we also tested the other side, which is the skilled nursing side, where there is 37 residents and 46 staff on that side.
Okay, now explain what is the difference between skilled nursing and assisted living?
Assisted living requires less contact, less, and then a skilled nursing side
more of a 24-hour care.
Yeah, a lot more care. Good news is every one of those come back negative. We tested all of the staff. 46 staff and one resident that had some minor symptoms. She come back negative, the resident did, and all of the staff come back negative. And there was 3 that sort of messed up on the staff, on the skilled side. So they're not going to be working until they can get another test ran. But we were elated that that whole side is protected. And I was just on the phone with the nursing home a few minutes ago. They're pretending like everybody's got it. They just completely wear everything they've got to do, take every precaution as if everybody has it. And that's the way you got to do it at this point.
Well, that's answered prayers, though. It really is. What a great news on that side of it. And, of course, even though, when you had talked about some positive the results come back that, they did have corona. They tested positive for it. Of course, there was also, again, you said negative test. So, I mean, that doesn't mean that everybody that was tested on the other side was positive. That means there was a lot of negative test results, too.
Yeah. We, on the AL side, the assisted living side, where this is, I guess there was probably 50 total tests run, somewhere close to that. And, we come up with 8 positives. So
wow.
The positive thing is, I mean, it could be worse. You've seen the horror stories so far. Now, this is right now. Here's what they are. But now sometimes, things could. This testing is only good for right now. I mean, in a few days, does somebody have it in their body and it starts shedding to where you can test it? It's always possible, and that's why I was able to find them a company out of Evansville that is actually working with nursing homes to do testing. So I think they're going to contact them. I know Marshall County has talked to them, and that will probably be the answer for them going forward in order to watch for anything new that might pop up.
Now, do they do the testing or do they provide the test?
Yeah, both.
Okay.
I think they do it all. Is the way I understand it, but I haven't talked to them much. I just sort of connected those two and said y'all can work it out from here. But the positive thing I think is it's been difficult to get these tests because it's not been something I think the state wanted us to do. They've called us several times about that, but we went ahead and done it anyway because. All of these, 3 of the residents and a couple of the staff, they were walking around asymptomatic. They had no clue they had it.
Wow.
So, now we know they do. Now we know that they could have been shedding it and we're able to remove them out of the way, on the staff side. And then the residents are, they're handling them there, the ones that are there. So it changes, what you do and how you plan and all that. So I think knowing is power. I think it was the right thing to do.
No, I agree. That way you'll know what you're dealing with going forward. Mm-hmm. In so many instances, knowledge is power. And that's,
I'll tell you.
I like, I said I don't ever like hearing positive results, but I did like hearing that the amount of negative results way outweighed the amount of positive results.
Yeah, we nearly tested 100 people there, which is probably the most tested of any facility in the state of Kentucky, and we had 8 positives. So that's a that's the way you got to look at it. And I tell you, there's these staff over there. I mean, they're going in not knowing if somebody's got it, not knowing if they've got it. They're still working, and we also have staff over there at Rivers Bend that volunteered to work with the COVID-19 patients and stay there on premises 24/7 for the next 14 days so that other people are able to go home and sleep in their beds.
Wow.
Instead of keeping the whole staff there. So there's a lot of heroes there trying their best to get through this.
Well, it made me think about it a few minutes ago when when I was doing the news and they were talking about the different cabins and that sort of thing for the first responders so that they don't have to take it home to their families. And I started thinking about, all of the nurses, your CNAs and your RNs and all of your, even the staff that checks them in at the doctor's offices and that sort of thing, that still have to go home to their families every day.
That's true. I guess y'all are following the case you've got there in Caldwell where they're trying to get a blood transfusion. Are you?
Well, we had a positive result with that yesterday. I believe he said that he had found someone. But yes, yesterday They were looking for someone for a blood transfusion.
We did. They're from Lyon County. I won't talk about names, but I've been on the phone actually all morning with the doctor in Deaconess. They were struggling. What they've got to do is they've got to run another test on this person to prove that he's negative. And they were trying to work that out and couldn't get it worked out in Paducah. So actually I called U of L and worked it out with them. They're going to test it for us like they did these last ones and talk to the health department here. They're going to give the swab. Caldwell Hospital is going to do the swab, and then I'm sending a driver up to U of L to get it tested so we can get this moving. So
I'm going to tell you what, when we work together, we can work miracles.
Exactly. Now, here's the next miracle everybody needs to be praying for because, the doctor's trying to pull off something that's not been done yet in Louisville, I guess anywhere in Kentucky, which is getting this plasma. And so people need to pray that he's able to pull that off today so that our donor can go up there and give it because, time is of essence here. So pray for that specific thing.
There is so many layers to that, and when you have a community that pulls together the way that all of it was pulled together, I think from the time that they asked from donors to the time that the donor was found, it was just crazy. It did not take that long at all, and it was.
They called me and said, "How about you're positive down there?" And I said, "Well, let me check." It wasn't 10 minutes. It come back and he was the right blood type. I mean, is that a miracle or what?
Well, I say sometimes that's God showing off.
That's right.
But that's wonderful.
Thank goodness the doctor is wanting to try to do this transfusion because it's not something that everybody's doing. And when I was talking to him, he was like, "Well, who are you?" And I thought, should I tell him I'm Dr. White or something? Because he's going to be like, "Why are you calling me?"
Well, you never know. Sometimes that treatments and cures and different things, they've got to start somewhere, don't they, Wade?
Exactly. And I hope it starts here. And
wouldn't that be great?
I think that's going to be a positive thing if this can all happen. We're at least going to get him tested and do our part, and doctor maybe can pull off the rest of it on the transfusion.
Well, I think that's absolutely wonderful. Great news. And again, what communities and neighbors can do when they help each other out. Here in Caldwell, we had some new things going on as far as how many people can go in the stores and that sort of thing over the last 24 hours. We talked to Judge Curling yesterday. Have you got anything there going on similar?
Yeah, we do. We started, we did ours last Monday to where we asked, one person per cart, basically, one person per vehicle. We cut that back and been working on that. And then I think today, Acridge Farm Supply is taking even more steps. I think they're actually going to limit how many goes in their store. And Judge Curley and I talked over the weekend, about Walmart, because all our people from Lyon County and Caldwell, they all go there. So it's a big hub, and I'm 100% with him on needing to limit how many's in there. It's just people bumping into each other. It's defeating the purpose of what we want to try to do.
Well, and you and I had talked about the lakes just a little bit ago, but in all seriousness, they need to, they need to make sure, number one, that portion of the LBL or around the lake is actually open and accessible to people, because a lot of things have been shut.
It has, and we kept getting people calling us saying, "Oh, they're camping all over the place in LBL. They're all up against each other." My emergency manager drove over there a couple days ago, and they're pretty spread out, and there's not as many as they were telling us. It could be in Trigg. We didn't go down there, but they were spread out, and not that many as we were told. So,
well, and
it's
you know
a good
what?
place to go camp.
I'm hoping that maybe people, as this thing goes on, are getting smarter and smarter.
Yeah, I hope so. We're still having people that are coming in and wanting to stay a couple of days in the county and then head back, and that's just, the governor's been very clear. If you come into the state, you need to quarantine yourself for 14 days.
Same thing if you go out of the state too, right?
Right. It's both. Yes. Yeah, and that's to keep that constant movement back and forth, unless you're doing it for work and medical reasons or whatever. I think there's some exceptions to it, but by and large, I think a lot of people are doing their best. I think the thing that's coming now is going to be masks. People wearing masks.
Right.
So we've I found a company. Actually, Matt Jones with KSR contacted me the other day, and there's a company in Litchfield that they're a sewing company, and they're donating all their fabric, and they're making these masks. So Akridge Farm Supplies ordered 1,000, and that when I was talking to them, I told them about the nursing home, and they donated 100 to them.
Wow!
So this will help, and there's a lot of people making them at home. So I have a feeling that over the next week or so, there's going to be strong pressure from the governor and maybe even the feds that, if you're going out to a store, wear the mask in case you've got it. You're not spreading it all over the place. So.
Well, and there was a lady that I saw yesterday that was actually who was an employee at Walmart. She said, when you wear your gloves and you're touching everything in the store, and then you start touching your face mask, and then you start rubbing your eyes, it no longer matters that you have on gloves. You still need to pay attention, to what you're doing.
Yeah, just having on gloves doesn't mean you're protected from anything. And I've watched people, use them wrong, and that's, like you said, it's not going to help for not using it properly.
Well, and don't get me wrong, when you've got 10 kids with you and one of them's running in different directions, I can see it. So now that we're down to like one person, at a time, maybe moms can think about it if they've got more time.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, if somebody needs you and they say, Wade White, I need help and I need it right now, what's the phone number?
270-388-7311. Just call the office, and we'll try to help you all we can.
Well, and congratulations on getting the test results back and acting quickly and getting everything done there at Rivers Bend.
Yeah, we should have a further update later on today once those other 6 come in, and we can wrap that part up and see what's going to be next.
Well, our thoughts and our prayers are with those that are sick and that were confirmed for COVID-19, and our thoughts and prayers are definitely with them and all of the residents there and the people that are working there as well. Lyon County Judge Executive Wade White, we sure thank you. Have a good day and enjoy the sunshine. Soak up some vitamin D.
Sounds good to me. Y'all take care.
All right, you too. Thanks so much. And, of course, Wade White again, Lyon County Judge Executive. Stick around. I'll tell you, we've got an interesting guy that's a friend of the station and a friend of the show. And, boy, has he been busy. Sion Wallace is next.
Hooray! Spring is in the air. Let Let's celebrate by having a sale. Today and today only, when you shop Big Deals, you'll save an additional 10% off your entire purchase. No promo code necessary. Hi, Jenny from Big Deals, inviting you to stock up on those springtime gift certificates for your yard or home, or just find a new place to eat. Spring is in the air at Big Deals. Click on Loyal Listener Big Deals at WPKY.
During this trying time of the COVID-19 crisis, the Body Shop at Trice Hughes is open for business to help you with your repair needs. With the uncertainty that these times bring, Trice Hughes wants you to know they will help with your insurance deductible to get your vehicle repaired. Call for an appointment or free estimate at 270-365-5522. Working together with your home team at Trice Hughes, we'll make sure you receive the service you deserve.
Are you having a rough time hearing? This is Donnie Baker of Audubell Hearing Center, and we can help. Let us prove it. Take the 30-day challenge. Come in for a free hearing evaluation. Choose the best hearing solution just for you, then wear it for 30 days, risk-free. We can change your life. Let us prove it. I dare you. Take the 30-day challenge. Call today, 270-554-1900.
And here's your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast for today. Mostly cloudy, got looking like sunshine more than clouds right now anyway. High 79 tonight. 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms overnight, low 65. Tomorrow, partly sunny, high 80. And then on Thursday, mostly sunny and cooler, high 58. It is 60 at 850, 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
The Joint is serving up pulled pork, brisket, jumbo wings, ribs, chicken, and more with all the fixings to go with it from their secret family recipes, all at The Joint in Eddyville.
1580, 103.3 WPKY, and of course, Coffee Talk on the air at about 8:50. And we've got a friend of the station here and a friend of the show, Sion Wallace. How are you?
Great. How are you doing, Miss Tess? Good morning.
I'm doing great. I will tell you, you're the busiest man I've ever met in my entire life.
And you know what? I don't even know how I got there, but it seems as if it keeps getting, I don't know if I should say worse or better, but...
No, it's better, Sion. I looked on the other day and you were lighting up barbed wire and it was glowing. And I thought, well, how cool is that? And then I looked at it again and doggone if you weren't teaching piano lessons. And then I looked on again and now you're on a horse.
I don't sleep at night.
I'm telling you, people always say that I have ADD and that I never sit still. Well, I'm going to tell you, I've met my match with you, young man.
Well, you know what? That tells you, though, that you're going to have to get more and more indulged in barbed wire world and get some more of what's happening because it's a lot going on. I love to stay active, and there's so much to do. There's so much, and everything is fun. You know, everything is so much fun.
Well, and you're not in huge groups doing it or anything. You can still do your social distancing. You can still behave yourself and do your part and be active and feed your mind and your soul at the same time.
Yes, and that's what it's all about. I've heard people say, oh, my gosh, this is driving me crazy. Let me tell you something, Tiff. Apart, minus the sickness and minus the deaths and all that, which I really want to, pray and just give my condolences to all the people who have lost loved ones because of this coronavirus. But apart from all that, I think we really need this. I think we really need this downtime for us to find ourselves and realize what is important in this life.
Well, I think a lot of people I've heard a lot of people to say that they've really enjoyed the quiet time with their kids. We joke about it and say, oh, I don't want to homeschool, send them back to school. And don't get me wrong, I guess we all get on each other's nerves. But as a parent, I think, we've really enjoyed having that quality time with our kids.
And yes, and I'm gonna go out on a big limb right here and say, but we should not have our children driving us crazy, or we should, they should not get on our nerves, because guess what? They're ours. And here's the thing, though. Right now, we're saying they get on our nerves, but if anything should happen, or when they go to college, or when they get married and they move on, or if anything happens in life and they should pass on to the other life, then we start crying and we start sobbing and we start posting memories of them. So this is the opportunity to create even more memories, or the memory tomorrow should be better than the one today. You know what I mean? It's like, it's an opportunity for us to find out what's going on in our family's life, because sometimes even with the art reception that we have in Hopkinsville every year, Tess, I've had parents say to me at the end of it, more than 1 year, I had no idea that my son was an artist, or I had no idea that my son or my daughter could draw. And then it makes me ask the question, what else don't you know that your son is doing or your daughter is doing? You know what I mean?
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, when you have the quality time like this, and you can spend at home with them and find out what makes them tick, what makes them laugh, what makes them sad. Tess, I go to schools across the country, talk to students, and one of the main problems main things that they talk about is, oh my gosh, I feel like nobody loves me. And I asked them, are you guys depressed? They said, yeah, a lot of times. And I feel lonely. I feel like nobody wants to be around me. Like my parents don't want me. And that is sad. So now is the time for the bond to be stronger, to be built, or for them to know that, look, you have a mother that loves you. And if you're a single parent, whether you're a father or a mother, say, hey, you have a parent that loves you very, very much.
Well, and I'll tell you now, I think part of it too, now you're big into, health and fitness as well. I mean, how much do you think being healthy, in your body and mind, how much does that affect being healthy in your soul? I mean, is it all connected?
That's life. When you have health, it's like the world is not, it's like there's nothing you cannot do. When you have health, because you don't have to be stressing about, oh my gosh, I have heart problems, or oh my gosh, I have diabetes, or oh my gosh, I'm overweight, or but it starts somewhere. It starts in the mind. If we can get to the place where we are disciplined and we can create great habits, and that is the reason why I started doing these lessons. And I used to do a whole lot more of the fitness online, but of course I started something else.
He never sat still.
I cannot, but now I'm telling myself, okay, I'm finding that balance. I'm getting back into everything, the fitness, the motivational talk, my art, everything, the music. And with all the health, if you're overweight, or if you're fat, or if you're not, if your heart doesn't have like a good heart rate system and all that stuff, and you start healthy habits, right? You're gonna start seeing some progress. You're gonna start making progress. You're gonna start seeing, okay, well, yesterday I could only go a minute. I could only walk for a minute. Now I'm walking a minute and a half. And it's not the big giant leap that we're looking for. It's a tiny little step that's gonna turn into the big giant leap. But we are not disciplined yet to say, okay, it's a little shuffle that's going to get me to the doorway. We want to make one big step and get us to the doorway. So we get discouraged because we think that we have to make a big leap. And I've heard people say to me, okay, for instance, we started out doing some planks, right? And somebody said to me, I can only do 3 seconds of plank. And I said, oh my gosh, that's awesome. And they said, no, I 3 seconds of plank. They get upset because they can only do 3 seconds of plank because all the other people are doing like 30 seconds or 60 seconds. And we fail to realize that if you do 3 seconds, all of a sudden tomorrow or the next morning, you're going to be able to do 6 seconds. And that is going to make you feel so accomplished.
Right.
So being healthy, it plays a big role in your family. You're not stressed. You don't have to be shouting at them because you're thinking, oh my gosh, leave me alone. Can't you see that I have diabetes? Or leave me alone. I'm trying to lose this weight. When you are healthy, then your mind is going to be healthy. But for you to be healthy, you have to get your mind healthy first.
Well, and you even dabbled in acting, right?
Yes, ma'am, I do. I act a fool every day.
Well, I mean, I think what I love about it is because, I think you've lived 25 lives, mister. I mean, but I like that because you're an inspiration to somebody because you never quit. And just because you're not a master at all of it doesn't mean you can't just keep picking something else up. You pick up a guitar. He has guitar lessons.
But let me ask you this question, mister. Who is ever a master at anything?
Well, no, other than the good Lord himself. That is a great observation, Sion.
Thank you. Let me tell you something. I sometimes slip out. But when people talk about, oh, I'm a professional at this, I'm a professional at that, that means to me, it makes me think that, okay, well, you quit learning. It doesn't matter how good or great or perfect you think you are at any one thing in this world, you're always going to be learning. That's why you hear like even the best musicians that you can think of, when they go home or when they're on their tour bus or when they sit still, they're practicing because they want to get better at that one thing. Life is bigger than what we are looking at it, and the brain is capable of so much that we always want to extract more and more. If there is nothing to extract from the brain, that means we're not going to try to improve because we are at the limit. We are never, ever at the limit at any one thing.
And just to remind everybody real quick, now this is Sion Wallace. He is a man that we love dearly, and he does barbed wire art, and he's probably the most upbeat and ridiculously, you're infectious, I swear. And I loved that, and I said, you know what, we need a little Sion Wallace today. It'll perk you up about midweek and get you going. What was it in your childhood that made you think that way now, though?
Okay, so with me, I grew up, when you talk about families getting together and all that, I want to slap a few people on the wrist because I am the last one of 13 children.
Woo!
And 13, and as people would say here, dig this. It was a 12-foot by 12-foot room all of us were in, right? 2 beds my mom sewed with old sheets and stuffed it with grass, cut the grass, let it dry, stuffed it, and no running water, no electricity, go to bed 2 or 3 nights at a time without food, nothing, right? But we were at home when we could not go to school, or on the weekends we were at home and we were playing with each other, or if whoever didn't want to play, we were reading, we were making kites, we were doing something. And Mom would say, my dad died when I was 1, so there was no dad around. Mom would say, let me tell you something. She would let us play for a little bit and let us make the noise that we want to make. After that, she said, let me tell you something. I don't want to hear a peep out of any one of you. You go do what you have to do and be quiet, right? So we never drove her crazy. It never got to that point. But to answer your question, when I was in Jamaica and life was so rough and it felt like I was stuck, I thought to myself, you know what? It's going to be up to me to push to make stuff happen. And I said, God, please help me. And I asked God for things that I know I need in life. I said, God, I want you to let me have a different voice. I said, God, I want you to let me have a different body. I want you to, everything that you give me, I want to use it for you. And sometimes I really drift from that test, but I ask God for help. And so it doesn't matter if in this life what you have, if the substance of God is not in there, it's just a waste. It's nothing. I've heard Michael Jackson gave a interview one time, and he said, I have all these things, but I still feel empty. You know, and sometimes there's a hole there that's got to be filled. So, Tess, when I was growing up, I was busy doing this. I never sat still, but I always know that there are other things that I do. And whatever I touch with my hands, I always want it to be the best. It might not be perfect. Again, what is perfect in this life? If we're working for perfection, we can quit, right? We can stop. But we still want to do our best, the best we can. And so growing up, it always pushed me to say, hey, Sian, try that. Hey, Sian, do that. You know, I see people working on cars. I'm standing there. I'm asking questions. I'm doing this. I see people with cows. I'm asking them about cows. I want to absorb things. And so because of that, it just pushed me to say, hey, just whatever you see in front of you, just do it.
Oh, Sion, thank you for calling us today and talking to us. I needed you in my life today. I really did. I think you're wonderful. There's such a difference between need and want, and I think we can get so caught up in that. And your story and your perseverance and the way you see life is just fantastic. Keep it up.
I want to share this for a quick second. I know we have to go, but just like my art, my old rusty barbed wire that we create art out of, is just like the country being shut down now. It's going through a rough time. But Tess, I guarantee you, if we slow down and we stop, we can see the beauty in all this, what's happening. And like I said, again, minus the death and the sickness and all that, but we can still see the beauty, staying at home. Life is just teaching us that all the crazy things that we run for every day, thinking that we really don't need all that, because right now we're surviving, right? So just like when life gets rough as barbed wire, just think about the beauty that's there, that's waiting to happen, and it's waiting to happen out of you and me. And, we can create it. It's up to us to make it happen. So tell everybody, please, to join me on my Facebook page. It's Barb Dwyer or Cian Wallace. We're going to do some workout, music, talk, whatever. And thank you for
you're going to play piano and guitar and ride horses and work out, and I love it. Keep it up.
Thank you so very much.
We will listen. We absolutely will, and we love you to death. Holler at us soon, okay? Take care. Of course, that's Cian Wallace and at 1580 103.3 WPKY Princeton. And we love him to death. And anytime we talk to him, we always feel better afterwards. Of course, he is anything from an artist to you name it. And he's just really a great inspiration. If you've got somebody that you think is inspirational, or if you've got maybe a quote, or maybe, if you have a thought, or maybe your child would like to do the pledge, well, this is how you get involved, okay? We would really like for the community to stay involved. I was starting to say be involved, but they're already involved, and we would like to encourage you to stay involved as well. Here's this phone number. Don't lose it. 270-963-9155. Did I catch you off guard? Let's get you a pen and write it down, okay? If you're driving, that's okay. Visit our website later, and you can get it. 270-963-9155. And that website, of course, is WPKYonline.com. Make sure that you log in. If you missed Cian and you said, I missed part of that, or maybe you missed part of Wade White's, we do want to thank Brian Richardson for being with us again from Pro Wash again this morning. So if you missed any of that, of course, all of it will be online, available here in just a little bit. Have a great day and be kind to one another. It's 1580 103.3 WPKY. And here's your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast one more time. Chance of sprinkles is over with now. Mostly cloudy for the rest of the day. High 79. 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms returns overnight. Low 65. Tomorrow, partly sunny. High 80. Then on Thursday, mostly sunny. Cooler, believe it or not. High 58. It is 61 and 905, 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Penny Rowell Home Medical.
Planters Bank, located at 208 North Jefferson Street, is locally owned and operated with a strong, sincere focus on customer